Thank you very much, Winston. Hello, everyone. This is Cindy from SAP, and I'm very glad to have you here today and to have a look at how our solution can help you to do this hyper-personalizations in a very quick manner. And just to give a little quick overview of myself, I'm a daily CRM user myself. I work with the CRM systems, marketing systems, social medias. And so what I'm trying to explain here is that I'm coming from the real, on the field experience and can really feel your pains here. And let's see our solution. Okay, as a marketer, just to echo what today's topic, right? And all our panelists was talking about data privacy, and but most important, we wanted to convert more business in the market, and that's very confusing. So over 90 countries they've got their GDPR like policies, and China released 2, right? And last year, but because of that 2 privacy legislation released, there's hundreds of apps got taken off from their app. From the app stores, and then all the APIs blocking. You can no longer collect information from, say, WeChat platform, Alibaba platform, and so forth. And if we make a little mistakes on collecting the data incorrectly, then we're breaching the law, and that's going to give us a very big fine. And in China or some of the APAC countries, we're talking about 4 to 5% of that revenue can be the fine, maximum fine. And also in the market, we're talking about the third-party data cookies. It's going to make an exit. Everyone is telling you that, oh, you must collecting first-party data, zero-party data, echoing to the panelist speech today. And how do we do that? And because our customers connecting through to our systems via, at least 3 devices. There's iPad, iPhone, laptops everywhere. And we are storing this data into 11 databases. Oh my God. And that can be external or external databases. And then in any transactions, we're talking about, there are approximately 6 interaction points. And this is very complicated. And most important, most of our customers, they don't trust how we handle their data, because we are not doing or giving them the facilities or data as per what the legislation asking. So let's look at the first thing is what is data compliance mean? And over that 90 countries legislation examples, GDPR is one of the most comprehensive one. And I'm going to use this one to explain that a little bit. The first one is that it has to give the customers the right to be informed. Yes, we are collecting your data. And once we have collected that, what is the data? Your first name, last name, your consent, cookie consents that you have provided to us, and lucky draw consent that you provided to us, all those are informations. And we need to give them a right to be able to come back and look at this data. And not just looking at the data, they need to be able to rectify the data if there's any mistake that they provided previously. And if they don't want to, they can delete that data so that we can no longer use them for marketing purposes or other business transactions. And if they consented to connect it to social, to connect it to the social medias, they consented for us to do something, and they can also say, okay, to the third-party network, they can also restrict the usage of this data. And furthermore, download and then the consent must be clear. And these are the, the functional requirements on your application. And most important, there's some data residency concerns that a lot of organizations may have. And if we're dealing with the Euro customers, then the data must be saved in the Euro data center, US in the US data center, China in the China database, so forth. And your application collecting the data customers should have that capability to store the relevant customer data in the corresponding data center. And if we can all do that, then what it means is then that, the basic foundation of trust is built, and we can then continue to for our loyalty journey with the customer, right? So put it in a simple scenario that's talking about 11 databases and the 6 different touch points. And in a simple scenario, we are talking about these 3 core systems. One is your e-commerce, maybe a website if you're not doing direct to customer. But even though like a soft drink companies, they are nowadays doing direct to customers, right? They have got an e-commerce portal. And on that portal, they would have something called the identity, which is just a login, and consent management. Are you comply? Are you agree to our cookies, terms and conditions? Are you okay for our marketing terms and conditions, right? And that is your website or e-commerce platform. And then we have got a CRM platform, which may have doing the services, complaints, and B2B sales transactions, and so forth, returns. And then a marketing system that's doing some EDMs and doing also the CRM ads all over the places. And these systems are all capturing customer data differently. And we are doing a lot of data synchronizations today to make sure that they are in sync so that we can react to the customer with the latest information that they provide. But that process is very time consuming and it's very expensive. And what is the solution here is you really need to have a centralized data collection platform. And this platform allows you to do basic things, just the login, registration, consent, and collect data. And that is the step one of constructing a customer 360. If your data sitting in different databases to do collection, your C360 journey is very, very, very hard. And the ultimate thing is because we don't have a centralized data collection platform. And with the centralized data collection platform, that the first thing that we can do is identity, which is the login. When you talk about login or think about that's very simple, right? It's just log into our website or mobile app. But more than that, the use cases can be, for example, when you invite customer to a lucky draw, they give you their identity, they give you their consent. Are you storing that today? Maybe not, because they are with our agencies. With the competition, we may have some competitions and talk about our products or talk about our future product designs. And are you collecting their identity and consent, consolidating with the previous lucky draw consent so that they can, from one place, they can see the two versions of terms and conditions that they sign up? Probably not. That's why we need a centralized customer data platform to manage all this data. And this is a very, very simple demo, that video that I have prepared for us. And let's have a look. And our customers in the market can be anyone coming from everywhere. And, on the different mobile devices, different laptop devices. And for them to sign up or register, they wanted to use their own preferred way, right? One single click, they can sign up for your lucky draw, registration, newsletter, whatever that they nominated. And during the sign up process, they will give you the consent, and we wanted to capture that consent and also be able to collect the social data from the selected network, because they provide consent to us already. And within that they can come back and reuse that mechanism across our platforms to sign up so that we can identify this customer as the one single customer. And with the social posting from the same platform, we can then collect their social behavior. Are they endorsing our products? Are they participating in our campaigns, lucky draws? And to do the further communications on that as an automated marketing campaigns. And lucky draws, the next wave, okay, give you 5 points because you're sharing this post and so forth. And in the centralized database, we can give the marketers a centralized view of all this data collected without further customization. And if you give it very easy to the customer, then you will have a very happy customers just like that, right? Okay. So just to summarize the platform capability in a very boring way, this is the platform solutions capability, the customer data management platform. They do registrations. Registrations can be logged into your portal, logged into your mobile app. And if you look at in the market, many of our, many of our customers, they're giving customers different ways to log in on the web or the mobile or the customer service and chat box and whatever, right? And we want to synchronize that login process to enable something called the SSO, so single logon, then we can identify this customer as one single person. And that should come from the same platform. And across different brands, probably if we join a loyalty club and under our corporate strategy, then we can plant this registration or login mechanisms onto different brands, onto different websites, different mobile apps natively, and with low-code, no-code custom configure capabilities to tailor your forms, to tailor your look and feels, ensure that the brand consistency, right? And that is the step one of identity and C360's identification of the customer. And then on top of that, you've got something called preference and consent management, which would have all your terms and conditions stored in one single place, and then progressively collect the data based on different campaigns, lucky draws, and you've got an inquiry on this particular product, then we will send it to this particular sales. In that scenario, we collect another two additional fields, for example, and all these data collection features should be from the one single place and store in a centralized database so that we can access from both externally and internally. And then store in the same place, and you can see on the right hand side, and that's all your terms and conditions, right? Most importantly, and nice is a very cool feature that we have with the application is that with the terms and conditions, through the business expansion, transformation going and the legislation changes in the marketplace, our terms and conditions can be updated regularly. Customer give us the consent last year doesn't mean it is still valid for this year because of things has changed. And in that scenario, we wanted to have something called a versioning control and proactive prompt. When the new terms and conditions release, we wanted to resend that to customers for consent again, so that it makes it valid and and compliant. And that's one of the key features with our application also. When the next time log in or when the next time log into your mobile app, your website, you can get that information pop up. So just then we shared on the social progressive profiling feature on the video, and this information that we can collect without even asking the customer from their consented social logins. And there will be more to come, and our capability is more than 35 social connectors. It doesn't really matter which WhatsApp or Facebook, which country that we are using, right? And then from a customer point of view, and this is what you will have an out-of-box profile page, and this is what they will see, and all their consent are captured in the same place, and they can see that they consented to that, and they can also easily modify their preferences at the same time. And on your right hand side, you can see the application provide you all the features out of the box to comply with the different data control features for the customer. And then on the top hand side, you can see that they can connect to different social profiles, and the single customer view or identity of this customer is put back to the customer's hand. And one of the typical challenge that we have is to do something called data profile merging. And to do merge is not about the technical feature that we have got the merge button. It is about, are we merging the right contact together? And we don't know. The only person knows is the customer themselves. So we need to put that feature back to their hands. And from a audit and traceability point of view, once we've collected all the data, apart from all those fancy dashboards for marketers to use and business to operate, for the consent history is very clearly when, why, and how we collected this consent, and by whom, where the traffic is coming from, in case the customer or any government bodies come in and ask, you've got a full audit histories at a glance and provided to them immediately. That doesn't really matter. It is a lucky draw, a competition, engagement with third party. You all need to have that traceability, right? And from a marketing point of view, once we've collected all this data from a centralized database, then we can do omni-channel, personalized, automated marketing, because all the data is in one single data storage and it's not scattered everywhere anymore. And with our Emarsys marketing engine, and we have pre-built what we call the automation journey, and that is what we call the tactics in the system. And from the marketers, one single click, and they can build up the entire automation journey. And it doesn't really matter if you wanted to connect to email, CRM, ads, mobile push, EDM, SMS, web push, or in-app pop-ups, loyalty, that we can all do from the one single application. Once we got that, and all the dashboard on measurement ROIs will be displayed immediately without any further customization. So this is the powerful of our marketing engine on this one. And the implementation of that is also very, very quick. We're talking about 2 to 3 months. And this is one of the tactics that I wanted to highlight here, is that, checking my time, sorry. It's what we call the abandoned cart reminder. And we put it on the website. They come into the website, they log in, and we identify social profile. We collect it, it's a female gender, and then we pop up on the banners and all this, the female content and so forth. And then if they leave anything on the chat that they haven't checked out yet, then we can send a reminder, hey, you have left these things in the chat for 2 days, and do you still want it? We have got a price promotion. And once we collected the data, we can do this very, very easily within a few clicks. And this is the, for the direct-to-consumer market, it's either toilet paper, soft drink in the house, water in the house. Why would they buy from us? Because they can get any other brands easily. Because our system can predict, based on their purchase habit, we can predict when they should refill next time. Just 2 days or the day before they want to refill, they need to refill, we send them a reminder. And that can easily be done in our system also. Just a summary to with the dashboards, and these dashboards that you can see on the page are all pre-built out of the box, no any customization required. As soon as we start using the application, we start collecting the data by the application, and we can see our KPIs, which campaigns driving more traffics, and which campaign giving us more profits, revenues, which product is the best selling products, and then which stores are performing better, and also measure on the customer journey, first-time buyers versus defecting customers, which group we should segment and target for our next campaign, and all these at a fingertips, a few clicks away. So if we can do this data collection properly, then this is the scenario proven by our other customers. On our different channels, that we can see we have spent a lot of CRM advertising fundings across channels, Google ad, Facebook ad, and so forth, and driving a lot of traffic to our websites today. However, the registration, hey, give us a business card in the old terms, but now leave us your contact details. That is login, that is registration. We are not doing any good compared to other stages in terms of marketing tactics. And if we can only increase 1%, performance, then that's a significant impact to the funnel, to the pipeline, to the next stage. And therefore, so on your website, on your channels, and we are asking to have a proactive pop-up, come give us your details, and lucky draw, and newsletters, whatever that is, right? If we can perform 1% improvement, that is significant to our business. I'm not going to show the statistics, the actual dollar amount, but it is proven to be very, very, good. And if you can do it well with that within 2 to 3 months, you can see 6 times of first-time purchase buyer on your digital channels, and that's proven by our Woolworth customer in New Zealand. Okay, I hope I have explained my products not very, very fast. If any questions, and I'm here to happy to answer.
Thank you, Sindy. I'm sure people have a lot more questions, but I think they'll be reaching to you personally. And again, thank you for giving us a good look at the platform. It looks really interesting. Again, if anyone has more questions, I do encourage you to touch base with Sindy directly.
No problems. Thank you very much for having me today.